Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be reviewing an oldie but a goodie. We're going to be reviewing some Killer Instinct Gold, guys, for the N64. Yes, this is a little series we like to call Should Christians Play? The series where we go between the ratings of the ESRB to answer the questions, should a Christian play? And is this game accessible for me? Hi guys, if you're new to this series, my name is Derek and I am a legally blind preacher and gamer, and we review these games on two fronts. Is the game physically accessible for someone low vision or blind, the deaf and hard of hearing, or those motor disabled? And of course, is the game morally accessible for a Christian to play? If you like that kind of thing, Christian accessibility reviews, if you like Let's Plays for faith and fun of retro and modern games, Bible sermons, live streams, and so much more, guys, then go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel on Poetically Christian Gamer. Hit that bell icon, and that will put our videos in your home feed, recommend them to you, and you won't miss anything that we do. And of course, liking, sharing, commenting on these helps us further the kingdom and get godly content out there, guys. And if you're watching on Poetically Christian Gamer Twitch, you can hit the follow button. It's free as well, and it will give you a notification when I'm live, and you can jump in the chat and be part of the live streams. All right, with all that being said, today it's Killer Instinct Gold, guys. The rareware itself, 1996. Here we come. Yes, we've reviewed Killer Instinct 1 from 94 arcade. We've reviewed Killer Instinct 2 from 1996 arcade. And we reviewed Killer Instinct 2013, the 10th anniversary edition from 2023. If you guys have missed those, go check out the Should Christians Play playlist on the YouTube channel, and you'll see that I've done all those reviews already. And so I had to finish off the series. The only other Killer Instinct game we got is Killer Instinct Gold for your N64, and I have it as well. So I figured we'll finish off the series and review all the Killer Instinct games for accessibility features here. All right, with all that being said, let's jump into the physical accessibility features on this game, and let's jump into things from the low vision and blind spectrum, as that's the spectrum I come at things from. All right, as far as the low vision and blind goes, of course, it being a fighting game, as always, the game lends itself to being more approachable, as you only have to worry about two characters on one plane, no jumping, no shooting, no aiming, none of those things. And so we've got that here. And of course, we've got nice menus. Back out on the menus, when I started, it was a kind of the flames behind the Killer Instinct Gold logo. And it was orange in the background from the flames, and what you were highlighted on, like your arcade, your training, all those things were in black. And so it makes it nice. See, I'll show you here. It's pretty nice, as you can see. It's easy. It's nice, large text at the bottom of the screen. If you have some vision, it's written in black, and the background is that orange flame and the yellow from the fire, so it makes it a nice contrast, big text, easy to read. So from a game from 1996, this is very, very nice to see, read, easy to navigate. Option-wise, we have a lot of options at our disposal. You can punch up the sound up and down if you need things. Being low vision or blind, you need to be able to hear things better. You can punch up the music, the sound effects, all those things. We have that at our disposal. Of course, Killer Instinct, just as a series, is one of the best games for sound and music, as everything is designed around sound, music. You can hear when the guys are throwing projectiles or jumping. You can hear when you hit your certain combos, when your openings are for combo breakers. It's all designed easily for someone low vision blind. It kind of lends itself well by default by its design. And of course, being, like I said, being able to punch those things up makes it really, really nice. So overall, from a game from 1996, yeah, we don't have any menu narration, but we don't have a whole lot of options out on the main menu. So with a little bit of sighted assistance to set your settings up in the beginning, you can definitely menu memorization and be able to play this game, get into it. When you select your characters on the character select screen, it tells you who you select, so you know exactly who you're selecting, and the announcer announces who you fight as you go up the tower, so you know even who you're fighting. So that's a nice thing as well. You know when it's Killer Instinct is a round, doesn't have the round system like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Your character falls down when they lose their first life bar, get right back up, and they say ready, and you're right back into it. There's no, winning the fight, a victory pose, round 2 fight, It's not set up in the round system. It's set up as all one continuous round until both life bars are gone. So that's kind of a unique thing to Killer Instinct. But you'll know when that is as you hear the announcer say ready. And, of course, when your life bar is getting near the end of its rope, you'll hear danger either for you or for them, so you know when you're running low on health. There's just a lot of audio cues in this game to help you. So overall, for this game from 96, with what we got, these inner menus are good, easy to see too. You got kind of the grayed out thing, and when you're on something, it's highlighted in white, and you got a dark background, decent sized text, nice contrast in the settings menu as well, easy to see. From 96, this game definitely is pretty good. For the time, I'd have to give this game a B to a B minus for low vision and blind accessibility. Now, for the deaf and hard of hearing, we don't really have much subtitles other than it displaying, the combos that you hit, monster combo, ultra combo, the number of hits that you hit, the ready when it's time for the next, round or next life bar. I will say that the stories are captioned out when you get to the end of the arcade mountain. When you defeat the game, all the storyline is written out. It's subtitled out, so you know what happens to the characters. You'll be able to read it. And it's in a nice text, a nice white writing with dark background, easy to read, easy to follow. So, again, for the time, we don't really have subtitles as far as things in the game, but it isn't really necessary. So it gets the job done. C. For what's there. And for the motor disabled, this game is very nice, ahead of its time. You do have some button configurations. You don't have complete button remapping in this game, but what they have are several preset control configurations that you can choose from, and hopefully you'll be able to find one that would suit your play style and make it easier for you to play based on what kind of buttons you need, where you need your fierce attack, light attack, mediums. So hopefully there'd be a preset that would make it easier for you, but we don't have the ease of controls or the auto combos like you would have later on in Killer Instinct 2013. So again, for the time, pretty good. I'll give it a little above average because most games you did not have this many presets. So I'll say a C+ for the motor disabled. All right, so that's the physical accessibility. What about the moral accessibility features for Killer Instinct Gold? Well, I wanted to show you guys something that was pretty cool. Well, that's why I'm hanging around in the settings menu here. This game, again, not too many games have the ability to turn blood off. So by default, this game has blood, it has finishing moves, all those kind of things, being a Killer Instinct game. But on Killer Instinct Gold, just like the arcade version for Xbox of Killer Instinct 94, Killer Instinct 2, we have the ability on Killer Instinct Gold to turn blood off. And when you turn blood off, that obviously disables the blood. You also have the ability to disable the finishing moves, so they're fatality type moves, but it leaves the ultra combos still enabled. So you still have the ability to perform ultra combos. You just can't do the finishing fatality type moves, and it turns the blood off, so you don't have all that blood going everywhere. So for a Christian, very much welcome. And this is not something you see very often in a game from that time or this time. Even Killer Instinct 2013, we did not have the ability to turn, it was limited blood in that game, thank goodness. And it was only from the human characters, but we did not have any way of turning that off. And we do in this game. Mortal Kombat, if you're listening, please put this in the settings. I know that's what the game's all about, but there's some people like me and like some other Christians that would like an ability to turn that off, to be able to just play the game as a fighting game and not have to worry about all that extracurriculars. But anyhow, I'm getting off on a tangent. But that's there. Pretty awesome. So, yeah, overall, it's pretty awesome for, the accessibility features, what we have to work with here is pretty awesome. You also have the dress, of the male and female. You do have some male characters that are shirtless, and you do have some female characters, mostly Maya, as Orchid and Kim Woo are dressed pretty modestly in this game. Nothing really to worry about there. But you do have Maya, which is kind of dressed risquely in this game, but you don't have to play as her, but you will have to fight her in the mountains. So there is sexual content in this game from both sides, and a character such as Tusk is completely shirtless and things like that from that side of things. So, there is sexual content. It is avoidable. You don't have to play as those characters, but you do have to fight as or fight against those characters if you're going up a tower. So, and we don't have kind of the versus CPU type mode that you would have in later games. So, you don't really have the ability to not fight against them in some fashion. So, it's there if it is a temptation to you. I'm just letting you know that it is in the game. So there is some sexual content. The blood, as I said, can be removed. The finishing moves, so that mature content can be stripped out of the game. There's no language to speak of in this game at all. There's no blasphemy in this game from what I've seen, from what I gather. I've played through this several times. Yeah, we don't have Gargus like he would be in later on, claiming to be a god. We don't have Gargus doing that back on KI Gold or KI 2. So you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. Of course, the lore of the game, if that bothers you as a Christian, we do have, skeleton characters and werewolf characters and things like that. I don't take it seriously. It's very cartoonish. You're hitting guys with, 50 hit combos, and it's so ridiculous and over the top, it's hard to take seriously, but that is in the game, and if that's a problem, it's there, and there's no way of avoiding, that as well. So it's kind of a mixed bag as far as the moral Christian accessibility. I think with the ability to turn off the blood, turn off the finishing moves, no blasphemy, no language. The sexual content is there. It is somewhat avoidable by not selecting those characters, but you do have to fight against them, so it is present. That brings it down a little bit. So, with that being there, and of course the lore, and just the game being a fighting game is inherently violent, that bothers some. I would have to give the game probably a C to a C plus for Christian moral accessibility. You're not going to find too many games where you're able to turn the blood and finishing moves off in a fighting game. One where you don't have to worry about dialogue, especially these days, blasphemy or swearing, profanity, things like that. We don't have any of that going on in this game. So it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. You just have a little bit of sexual content and a little bit of the lore and the fighting. So I think C to C plus a fair grade for this game for moral Christian accessibility. All right. Now, what does the game feel like? My subscribers always ask me, can you play the game some so we can see it in action? And so we're going to play it and see what this game looks like, feels like, sounds like, so you guys will know if this is something that you would want to play or not. I mean, I've reviewed the other Killer Instinct. We kind of know what we're in for here now, but if you've never seen Killer Instinct Gold, it's virtually the home console version of Killer Instinct 2 with added features. The arcade version did not have such as a training mode or a tournament mode or practice mode, or we didn't have these things. You didn't have the ability to turn things on and off as much as you do in this game, but that's basically what it is. The only thing that's strange about this is Gargus is missing in this version. When you fight on the arcade, Gargus is not there. The last fight you have is against Fulgor. So if you had a problem with Gargus, like I said, he's not doesn't do that on Killer Instinct 2. He doesn't claim to be, blasphemy or anything like that, like he would do in 2013. But on this version, he's not even in the game at all, so it's not a problem. That's one of the added bonuses to Killer Instinct Gold over 2 is Gargus isn't even present on this game. So that's pretty awesome. All right, let's do this, guys. And we'll play as Jago. Oh, Fulgor, I'm sorry. I selected oh well. Doesn't matter. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I'm rusty with Fulgor, guys. Oh. You do have the ability to turn the speed of this as well. It's one of the things to make it accessible, you know, more accessible to me. This game by default is slow. When you come off of playing Killer Instinct 2 Arcade, this in comparison is definitely slow. But you have the ability to turn the game speed up. And so I turned it up to fast. They have it on normal by default. You have like slow, normal, default, all that kind of stuff. I turned off fast. You even have very fast. There we go. Pretty cool, guys. I just wanted to show you how this game looked. Definitely not a Fulgor player. I didn't mean to pick him, but that's all right. You got to see and kind of hear and feel what this game's like. You kind of know what you're in for. Here's our Maya talking about the sexual content. All right, guys. So if you... hopefully this has helped you, this review, give you kind of a feel what the game looks like, sounds like, things like that. Overall, like I said, for the physical accessibility, the low vision blind, we got a lot of things going for it. You got easy to hear sound effects, ease of controls. We have the audio cues a lot for your life bars, for the combos, the combo breakers. You can hear we have things, openings for your combos or combo breakers. You can punch the sound up and down in the sound effects department. You got a lot at your disposal. You got, for the low vision, we got easy to read menus, large text, good contrast. What more could you ask for from a game from 1996? No menu narration, but we have the ability to have menu memorization. So overall, pretty good for the time. I'll give it a solid B. For the deaf and hard of hearing, like I said, we don't really have subtitles in this game, but no subtitles are really required for this game. There's not much dialogue between the characters. You do have their endings subtitled out and easy to read in large text, so pretty good. Gets the job done for the time. Doesn't make it detrimental not to play the game. C. And for the motor disabled, we don't have complete button remapping, but we do have button configuration selection, several of them. A game from 1996, that's almost unheard of. So pretty good. Hopefully you could find one that would, not perfect, but pretty good. I think C+ is pretty good for that. And for the for the morally accessible Christian accessibility, yeah, like I said, we have the ability to turn the blood off in this game, which is really awesome. You could disable the finishing moves, the blood, take out some of that mature content. We have no blasphemy really to speak of, as Gargus isn't even in this game. We don't have any language or profanity in this game. We do have some sexual content, however, with characters like Maya and things like that, and shirtless characters like Tusk on the other side. So that's there. You don't have to select them, but you do, as you could see, have to fight against them. So it's there. It's present. So it's up to you. It's in your hands whether that's a temptation for you as well. You know, like I said, it's a lot of things that are avoidable in the game. Of course, it being a fighting game, it's inherently violent just by being a fight, but it's so cartoonish. It's hard to take seriously. We have the lore of werewolves and skeletons and those things. But again, it's so over the top. It's hard to take seriously. It's just a game. But if that's troublesome, it's there, and there's no way of avoiding that. So that brings it down a little bit. So I think we could split the difference and say C to C+ for moral Christian approachability and accessibility. Overall, guys, I hope this has helped you to make the decision on Killer Instinct Gold. Like I said, you can go back and check out my review of the entire Killer Instinct series, along with Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekkens, and so many other games, Marvel vs. Capcom. We've done a lot. We've got a ton of reviews on all kinds of games, not just fighting games. So go check it out, guys. If you like this kind of thing, along with faith and fun, live streams, gameplays, Bible sermons, and so much more. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel on Poetically Christian Gamer, and you can be alerted and hit that bell icon. Know the next time we make a video. That, along with hitting the like, share, comment, helps us further the kingdom, guys. Get godly content out to others. And if you're on Twitch on Poetically Christian Gamer, you can hit that follow button. It's free as well. You can join us when we are live, be part of these streams, guys. I love to get to know you. We're on the road to 1,000. We're currently almost to 700 subscribers, so pretty awesome. I thank you for joining me on this edition of Should Christians Play, the series where we go between the ratings of the ESRB to answer the question, should a Christian play, and is this game accessible for me? I love you, God loves you, and until the next one, guys, bless wishes.